Konosuke Takeshita took on Jon Moxley. Okay, I just need to do that. Konosuke Takeshita has been a rising star in AEW. He would have some impressive outings against Jay Lethal, against Jon Moxley recently, and he would also fight Eddie Kingston. But he had finally earned a chance to honor the #1 contendership by defeating Jon Moxley in an Eliminator match, if he could defeat Jon Moxley. So Jon Moxley said, "Not in our house." I know, I've lost my mind. I've been watching Jeff Meacham. I apologize for my insanity. I have let it take over me. Shout out to Noah Foster and Jay Herbert and everything. And JJ Williams. God. So, Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita. I was trying my damnedest to pronounce this thing correctly all throughout the match I was watching. Oh my god. It is so impressive, strong style. Like, he's been winning people over his impressive matches. He's not so much having a character. That's the thing I like to point out about why this wrestler is so interesting. How he's gotten over without having to have a big promo character moment. Primarily because, and people brought this up on Twitter, about how WWE has conditioned fans to think you need to have a character, you need to be a promo auteur, you have to be Shakespearean, essentially. Yeah, I don't. And AEW comes in and has people who are Shakespearean, and quite literally they recreated the Ides of March with Cody and QT Marshall. Could have been more interesting if they had went all in on it with Malachi Black. Have Julius Caesar moment happen and have this be a story of epic proportions. But they screwed the pooch on that because Cody Rhodes didn't want to turn heel. No, I do not wish to turn heel. But anyways, MJF especially is a big character. He's more of a character than he is a wrestler. While he does great with the wrestling, Konosuke Takeshita doesn't. He subverts that. He's more of the wrestler than he is a character. And he's been getting greater and greater reactions as we kept going on with this. If you're wondering why the video format is like this, is because I got a new desktop display, which is the curved ultra wide screen. So yeah, I just wanted to try this out because compatibility. So yeah, Konosuke Takeshita. Yeah. So Konosuke Takeshita went ahead and took on Jon Moxley in an AEW Interim World Championship Eliminator match, where if Takeshita won, he could fight Jon Moxley again for the title. William Regal also endorsed him, which means you should pay attention to this guy. He is a great egg, and he had a run briefly until he had to go back to DDT Pro Wrestling in Japan. But we never saw this potential be more exposed than ever after his first brief stint. But now, with this new run he's doing, he's winning people over, he's getting DDT more promotion, he's doing all this great stuff as a wrestler, and he's not having much of a character arc. He's more like, I'm a wrestler, I am a wrestler. And it's working. I'm surprised how much I was like, I want to see this match. Like the match, when I first heard everything that was going down for Fyter Fest Night 1, I was thinking, okay, it's the triple threat tag team match that I'm going to be the most interested in. Then I heard Jon Moxley would defend his title status in an eliminator match against Konosuke Takeshita, and I was like, I want to see that for a sec. I'll see this first. So yeah, which is why you have not seen me talk about the triple threat tag team match. I still need to finish watching that part because I come home late from work during the show, and then it's hard to really get things ready when I'm trying to get my energy back up and running since I had a long day's work. But I finally took the time to watch this match, and why do people still think Jon Moxley sucks as a wrestler? I've heard this multiple times. Like, they say, Jon Moxley's the worst. He doesn't know how to wrestle. He's a hardcore or dummy, crash test dummy. And like how Mick Foley was being seen by Ric Flair, and look how Ric Flair liked to bled himself a lot in wrestling, which is saying a lot. And how Jon Moxley doesn't have character. How Jon Moxley is just a scrapyard wrestling guy. Maybe the Dean Ambrose days, where Dean Ambrose did do some good matches, but sometimes he would mostly claw and pounce and claw someone, especially when he was fighting Bray Wyatt during the early days of the Shield Wyatt War. Nothing but respect for that 6-man tag team match. But yeah, Jon Moxley, what does he need to do? What does Jon Moxley need to do to really show he is a great wrestler? He's done everything in Japan so much. He's stolen the show night in, night out on New Japan shows. He's stolen the show with Kenny Omega. He's stolen the show with Bryan. He's stolen the show with Kingston. He's stolen the show with... He'll likely steal the show again with Claudio when they eventually fight. He stole the show with MJF. He got a good story with MJF. He got good match qualities. He was in the G1 and did pretty freaking well. I don't know what else it will take for people to realize Jon Moxley is just as good as a wrestler than he is as a hardcore wrestler. He is a good wrestling guy. He is a good character. He is a good persona. He is authentic. And here's Konosuke Takeshita coming in and disrupting the way of Western society standards for wrestling, as in character first, wrestling second. Then, because AEW wants to introduce counterculture status by saying wrestler first, character second with Konosuke, and it's led people to lose their mind. So we'll have to see where that goes. So, yeah, Konosuke Takeshita went ahead and did a hell of a match with Jon Moxley. It was good. It was just what he needed to be. It was the sizable content we needed to get for this, especially since we had a bigger main event happening. I would have had this be the first match, honestly, considering it's also a somewhat world title opportunity, though that went to Wardlow and Orange Cassidy because... So 2 overperformers and 2 more overperformers, like they were just shooting it from the hip, and my god, the content quality was insane. What we got in this match: Blue Thunder Bomb, Jon Moxley unleashing the Death Rider. Takeshita even reversed into a rolling elbow and gets an incredibly near fall after a German suplex. And Jon Moxley kind of pulled a Shawn Michaels moment with Hulk Hogan kind of vibe when Takeshita German suplexed him off the apron side, and Jon Moxley's like, whoa! It just made me think Shawn Michaels overselling for Hulk Hogan just to make Hulk Hogan look foolish. And I like William Regal's commentary and all this. He does a lot of the commentary. He's the Blackpool Combat Club's personal commentator, not only their teacher and also their professional whipping man. Who comes in and does the whipping on his students, which is kind of telling. I think that's a subtle shot to his run in NXT. Like, while NXT Black and Gold was great, William Regal was kind of a pushover. You could push him around and he would do barely anything. And the fact that he needed Samoa Joe was like, Regal, I know you're retired, but man, you should have decked that guy. You should have decked Adam Cole. You could deck anyone, and they would be like, yes, Regal. Yes, Regal. Yeah, but Here he's just like, I'm gonna smack you. I'm gonna smack you, whippersnappers. Come at this and see if you can punch me right in the nose. Essentially, he's like the old man you want to hang out with because he's just that cool. And if he ever did keep thinking about coming back into the ring, since he has said he's healthy as ever, but he's content not wrestling again. If he ever did come back into wrestling, I wouldn't know how to expect from that. He could probably pull it off. I'm like, look at Sting. All Sting has to do is dive off of something, and everyone will be like, ah. But yeah, Jon Moxley and Takeshita went ahead. Oh man, but Jon Moxley and Takeshita had a awesome performance against one another and tore the house down. It wouldn't be the match of the night. That went to the tag team match, which we'll get into later down the road. But yeah, I'm liking this collaboration with, and please know this is Omega's fault for this if you're asking. Omega, because he doesn't understand the fact that he should be staying home, said, I am going to work as an executive and I am going to make deals. So, can you just go home? I am allowed to do this at least. Let me have my fun. So for like 3 weeks, he was producing matches. He was backstage handling. He was doing intercorporate politics with crossover events. If he wanted to, I'm pretty sure he would have been like, no, I need to get in the Forbidden Door show. No! I like that, or Will Ospreay making an illusion that Kenny Omega was blocking his attempt to come to AEW last year. Which, if it's true, then it's like, So, yeah, think of that what you will. But props to Jon Moxley and Takeshita in this match. Takeshita has had some solid runs so far. It's looking like a good success run for him, opening viewerships to his bound promotion of DDT and getting him to be exposed to the wider audience of AEW. I really am glad for this run, and like, I get why they had the brief run a little bit, just like a feeling out process, and also there was a pandemic, so they couldn't really go all in on it, no pun intended. So, yeah, we're seeing this revitalized version of his run that we could have gotten had the pandemic not happened, though pretty much a lot of things would be different. So, yeah, which makes me think, if CM Punk didn't get injured, would he have been the guy to face Takeshita, which would actually be kind of freaking awesome. But yeah, Moxley won with a Death Rider and followed up for a Bulldog Choke, since that's also in his repertoire now. And yeah, so I'm excited to see what Takeshita does next in AEW, or if he goes back after this. He could leave out at any point. He'll leave out on a high note. So Jon Moxley continues to have his rebooted championship run as the interim champion after he was robbed of a massive crowd reign during his first time because a pandemic occurred. 2020 sucked for the most part. But yeah, fun match, fun little story we got here. Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club continues to be the best wrestling content so far in AEW and pretty much in the whole of wrestling at this point. And I'm having fun with it. Looking forward to seeing what happens next. This was Neo Reality Entertainment, the WrestleVerse, presenting AEW Fyter Fest Night 1 between Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita. I don't know why, for some reason, when I talk Japanese names and they are long names, I always get that anime screaming scene where someone's like, Narita Uzumaki, and whatnot. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why, and I'm pretty sure someone's going to complain about that one day. But we'll see. Kenny, thank you for your eye for talent. Please stay home and rest and recover, because we want to see you back in the ring more. and having fun with everyone else. So we'll see. Anyways, this is Near Reality Entertainment, the WrestleVerse. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back to this beautiful belt. And I'll see y'all again next time. Take care and see y'all next time. Peace.